I won't be giving him any of the money from the sale of my house.
Here's the thing with Christine in that house. Robin and I gave her her down payment for that house. Christine couldn't qualify for finance, so I bought that house with her, and it was my money that went into that house to buy the house. Yeah, she's been making a mortgage payment, and we all have been having to do that, but we had to come up with that money for the down payment. That money should come back and go into Coyote Pass.
Hi friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Christine Brown and Kody Brown are embroiled in a heated dispute over custody, back child support, medical expenses, and all the things in a legal case that was filed in Utah back in September. While they get prepared for their first hearing, which is set for December 18th, Christine is seeking discovery from Kody, asking him to hand over documents as she prepares to sue him for rightful custody and child support for their minor daughter, Truly. This filing came in mid-November, and interestingly, Kody has not responded despite being served twice now by Christine. Additionally, he has not filed any documents stating that he is requesting discovery from her. This is a mess. And interestingly, in the last few days, Robin Brown posted on her Pinterest a quote that made me think about her being a victim or claiming to be the victim of Christine. In a Pinterest post, it says, "The devil wants you to worry about what's next, so you can't enjoy what's now. The devil is a liar. Stop worrying. Always focus on God and enjoy every single day He has given. The devil wants you to focus on what's next." This is a woman, by the way, who just closed on an over $2 million home. Why would someone who is closed on a $2 million home feel sad about anything? Why would she be worrying about the devil and not being able to enjoy what she has? Could it be that individuals in the family are not going to make it easy for Kody or Robin to enjoy where they're at? I think that could be the case. Let's talk a little bit about how things are getting worse for them, because discovery is about to get messy. So on November 6th, I told you that she sent Kody a certificate of her initial disclosures. I told her, and then now I'm telling you now that she served requests for discovery on Kody on November 16th. Discovery in a custody case is vast, and it can include so much. Here's what she could be requesting. So when she's requesting discovery from him, she's going to be asking him questions to state knowledge about different situations, conversations they've had, agreements that they've made. She's also going to request that he produce documents. She's going to request that he provide and answer questions under oath. And she could be asking for depositions or medical examinations. So here is what the admissions could be. A party may serve on any party a request to admit the truth of any discoverable matter stated in the request, including the genuineness of any document. The matter must relate to statements or opinions of fact or the application of law of fact. A party has 28 days to respond to request for production of documents, and if the request were served, they have 7 extra days to respond. A party who fails to respond to request for admissions could lose their case automatically. For information on how to answer or request, see Answering Request Admissions page. For documents, they may request them to produce discoverable documents, electronically stored information, or tangible things, and permit them to be copied. They have 28 days to respond to produce those documents. They can also ask them to answer questions, so written questions that are answered in writing under oath. They have 28 days to respond for that. She can also depose him. So she can basically ask Robin to be deposed. She could have Kody be deposed. She could have Truly be deposed. She could have her be deposed. Both sides are able to depose. To depose a non-party witness, they serve the witness with a subpoena. Thus far, no subpoenas have been issued or filed in the court. And depositions are done out of court. They're coordinated between the parties' lawyers, and depositions can be used as a tool to either go to trial or as a tool for settlement or for summary judgment. They can also request medical examinations. So, if mental or physical conditions of a party is in controversy, they can, for good cause, order the party to submit to a physical or mental examination. The person being examined may record the examination unless the party requesting the examination shows the recording would unduly interfere with the examination. So not only can she ask him to produce documents and financial records related to their how much money he has and where his assets are so that she can recoup her, child support that she's owed, and so that she has an idea of like how much money she should be seeking for child support from him. She can request the court, if she's concerned about his mental health and his fitness as a parent, to have to sit for an evaluation either from a mental health care provider. She can ask them to have a physical or mental examination. She can also make him have to hand over documents if he has had text message communications or emails or any electronic communication with his daughters or other family members about their children. She can ask for any records related to their finances. She can ask for information about what he's paying for his other children. Kody is going to be required for the first time to submit and provide information to this court. On top of all of the discovery, he also is required to hand over tax returns, income statements, bank statements. He also has to provide information about any of the businesses that he owns, any taxes he's filed for any of those businesses, any property, whether it is real or not real, like, all of the stuff in their house. He has to submit all of that as well in a financial disclosure. I have a sense, and I'm not sure if they're going to do this, they could possibly be seeking a mental health exam for Kody. And I also have a sense they want to have an idea of what's going on in his finances. I also think they want to know what his communication is like with family members when it comes to Christine, when it comes to Truly. And they could very well be looking at a pattern of behavior with him where he might be attempting to influence, intimidate, or coerce people. It seems very clear to me that this case is not about sharing custody. It seems very clear to me that Christine wants full custody. It also seems clear to me that she wants child support and back child support, which she deserves. On top of this, he has to take a paternity test, which has not yet been established. And what's really bizarre in all of this is that since Kody filed his response in October, he has not done anything else. He has not responded to her counterclaim with an answer. So he hasn't, every time you file something, you can answer to a motion. He hasn't submitted any initial disclosures to her. So he's not asking her to pony up anything. And he's also not asking her for discovery. I don't know if he is just not, if they're doing this behind the scenes, but his attorneys are not filing what they need to be filing. And both of them right now are required to take the Utah parenting course, which is for all parents in a custody dispute. So they have mandatory education, which is a course on parenting. So it's custody, it's a mandatory parenting course. They can do this online, in person, and they have to do this. The deadline for this to be done is within 60 days after filing the petition. So Christine's filed the petition in September. So she was required to complete her parenting course by November. And Kody had 30 days after receiving the notice of required classes. So he is also required to do this. And at this point, there has not been anything showing that these classes have been completed. And generally in the state of Utah, once a parenting class has been completed, there will be an update to the court ledger. They are set for their first status hearing in 2 weeks. And Kody has filed nothing since October. It's very bizarre, honestly. Kody is being represented, and it's only partial representation. So he's doing a lot of this on his own. And if he doesn't respond to discovery, and if he doesn't respond to into like the financial disclosures for all of this, she can win automatically if he fails to file and respond to this. She could win by default if he doesn't respond, is what I'm trying to say. I think it's interesting that he aggressively responded and then has completely backed off because there's been nothing new filed since November 16th. What also concerns me here is that Kody recently purchased property, right? He's purchased a house with Robin. And while all of this has been going on, his mortgages on his previous home were paid off. And there is now, today, he's netted over $1 million in equity from the sale of the previous home. That money, I don't know if it was sent back to him. I don't know if it's being held in escrow. I don't know what he's done with that, but nothing was filed by Christine in Coconino County against Kody's home or against Kody and Robin's, a lien. Nothing was filed in Coconino County for, to hold the money in escrow. Nothing. So right now, I don't know what's happening with that money. Currently, he's prohibited from selling, moving, encumbering, or liquidating any more funds. And so it's going to be interesting how this all plays out because it started out fast and furious and now it's kind of just stalled. I don't know if they're in the process of potentially mediating, but I don't feel like, based on how Kody has been acting on the show when it comes to Coyote Pass, that he's going to not drag his feet and try to make this as painful as possible for Christine. And I was also thinking about something when it comes to this case, because you saw last week that Mary handed over money to Kody when she didn't have to hand over money, right? You saw that she gave him a check on property where she wasn't on a loan. She owed them nothing. The property that she was on was paid for free and clear, and she wasn't on any of the loans with the private owner. It was only between Kody and Janelle and the buyer and the seller, and Kody and Robin and the seller. And so she handed over money. But back when Christine moved, Kody tried to do something very similar to her. So she owned a home and he wasn't on it. He also wasn't on the mortgage. And despite him not being due money and having no legal right to it, he tried to get money from her. He told her that he wanted the equity from the sale of the home, and he wanted to use that to pay off Coyote Pass. It made no sense. He had no legal right to the money from Christine's house, and Christine was smart enough to know that Kody had no legal right to the money at her home. And she said, "I'm not going to give you the money from this home. I'll let you have Coyote Pass. I want nothing to do with it." Christine was often the one that was labeled like not smart, a princess, and clueless and naive. And it's almost like she's been the smartest one. And Mary, who prides herself being this really great businesswoman and having this successful career, is the one that's getting steamrolled and bamboozled and giving him money she shouldn't have given him. And Janelle is really done the same and been completely steamrolled by Kody. And Janelle prided herself on being the smart one when it came to money. And at the end of the day, sometimes our declarations, or when people say, "I'm so good at this," sometimes it's maybe a way for them to tell themselves that they're good at something or to try to remind themselves that they're good at something. But Christine was silently not telling us anything about how she managed her finances, and quietly is showing us that when it comes to finances and it comes to the legal battle, she is a heck of a lot smarter than all of the women combined. And all of this tells me that she is the one that's out of this cult completely. I noticed on the most recent episode of Christine was listed as an ex-polygamist. So not only Christine is no longer referred to as Kody's ex-wife, Christine is referred to as an ex-polygamist. With that means she's declaring herself an apostate. Being an apostate means she's going to have a lot more of people driving the bus over her, trying to make her look crazy, trying to make her look like she's sacrilegious and doing all the wicked, evil things of the world, right? Because she's the ex-polygamist. I'm proud of her. I do hope in the future, as she continues her fight for truly, that she also makes amends with some of the people that she hurt along the way, including her aunt, Kristen Decker. I do hope at some point they can reconcile because Kristen only ever wanted the best for her. And I hope that maybe she could do some help to help other women leave polygamy and maybe correct some of what she promoted, because we all know at this point what she promoted was a lie. So, what are your thoughts? Is Kody going to go broke? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, everyone.